us during the webinar. If you have any question during the presentation, just write them in the chat column. We will have a Q&A session at the end of our meet today to answer your questions. Now, let's begin. We are pleased to welcome our special guest, Prof. Miroslav Kostecki, a Chief Technical Officer of Stemsel Foundation Incorporation, focusing on AI social business startups. So, without further ado, with pleasure, let me welcome Prof. Welcome, Prof. Myro. We are so glad you could be here today to introduce to the Runlinc code of programming and also about the voice button information. Okay, Prof, the floor is yours. Thanks.
Okay, thank you everyone, and welcome back again for this week. This week, we're going to empower you to create your own web page, because this section is actually quite easy for you to actually be creative, to add your own information and your own web page and many things on your own web page. And then I have a couple of surprises for you as well. I think last time I told you about being able to deploy your web page as well. So we've been working hard on that, and I'm going to be able to show you some of that as well. And hopefully some of you can also make use of this new online version, which we're working on, and can also give us some feedback on that too. That would be fantastic. Okay, all right, so last week we went through, I guess, something that was a little bit different but quite exciting with the object recognition web page. But this week, what we're going to do is actually deploy text-to-voice on buttons. Okay, text-to-voice on buttons. So let's take a look at the document. Let's get into the document quickly, and then we can cover the things. So just going to share the screen. Okay, so here we have the project A6, which you have in front of you. And of course, you would open up the Runlinc page. Okay, open up the Runlinc page. One thing I need to point out is that some of these projects actually say HTTP and some of them say HTTPS. Okay, so the ones that say HTTPS means that they do need to be on the HTTPS, because sometimes your browser only will accept things on HTTPS, such as doing the camera, which we did last week. But this week, actually, it will work either way. So we have HTTP. Okay, so we're going to use AI technology this week again. And what we would like to do is create a website where we can put in our own information and instructions. And we can do this using buttons. So on the Runlinc, we can actually tell people with voice. For example, if we have a button to monitor the battery level, etc., then we can actually be able to use the voice to monitor the battery level. Or if there's a disabled person that doesn't have very good eyesight, then maybe they can use a larger button, and that can actually then have some instructions, some information. Or, of course, we can use it for promotional message, for promotional products. Public transport, we might press a button at the train station to get transport services, voice commands. And, of course, we could even try later to see if we can also create a language translator. We'll see if we can actually put in some voices, buttons with some other languages as well. Maybe we'll try and see if we can try doing that as well with the voice. Okay, so if you think about the voice you hear at the elevator, for example, we have a voice that says we're on the first floor, second floor. So this is an AI voice. So let's then see if we can have a plan. We want the Runlinc AI to be able to talk to us and others. So we need to provide some information. And we're going to then create an input so that we can make our web page actually talk to us or whoever can open the web page. All right, so our project today, we're going to actually produce a few buttons, and we've done some buttons before. And so the code that we have today, we have a simple heading. So our code today is actually quite simple. So everybody should be able to follow this. And in fact, this one here, even your students who are probably in the lower grades will have a lot of fun to actually be able to do this one and be able to follow it and be creative. So we have H1, again, that's a heading large, and it simply says information voice buttons. When we click on each of these buttons, then it will actually go to a function, and the function, this one here is an alert voice. This function here is called sisters, and this one here is called happy. Okay, so we have 3 functions there. And obviously you can put whatever you want between the H1 tags, and we can also add, but this is the example, to have 3 buttons, to have 3 different messages that we're going to do. So let's do that. Let's copy these buttons. By the way, the BR means that we have a break. We want to have a gap between the buttons. If we didn't have a BR, then that means the break, the buttons would just be next to each other horizontally instead of up and down vertically. Okay, so I'm going to copy that and stop the share so that we can open. Let me just share the Runlinc. So if you go to the Runlinc page, this is our Runlinc page. In the HTML, we've described this before. This is your display on the web page. We can paste that. You can change those. Of course, you can have your own functions and your own headings on the buttons. This button says Intruder. This button, Stemsel Sisters. And this one here, Happy. When we run the code, we can see what that actually looks like. Okay, so we have the heading, information, voice buttons. We have a button, Intruder, button, Stemsel Sisters, and a button, Happy. Okay, they look like active buttons, but they don't do anything because we have no code on those buttons yet. They go to functions which are empty. So let's have a look at creating the code for those buttons. The code has to be text to voice. Okay, that'll be interesting. Let's have a look. So go back to our document. And go down. Now you see the JavaScript. The JavaScript is also actually quite easy. So we have the function, the alert voice function. Now this is the part that turns the text into voice. So in the JavaScript, it actually takes the AI, which is built into the browser. Okay, so the Google browser, the Firefox browser, and in fact, I think most browsers actually do have a text-to-voice AI function. So what this does is it takes the text, it converts it into a voice, and then it actually then saves that voice into a variable called speech. So then if we want to play that speech variable, then we can simply use this one, which is Windows Speech Synthesis Speak, the speech which we saved here. What would happen if we actually then saved a few of these? Well, we could then call it at any time using the Windows speech. Okay, this one simply says Intruder Alert in the text. The one which is on Sisters says Stemsel Sisters will use Runlinc to create gender equality. That's the text. And our happy function has ha ha ha, ho ho ha. Okay, we'll see what that sounds like when an AI voice actually tries to laugh. Okay, we'll see if we can make us laugh too. So let's take those three functions and paste them in. Okay. We do have an extension, by the way, to this as well. So we're doing this project in stages. So we'll copy this. And then we'll go back to our Runlinc page. And then in the JavaScript box, we can paste the JavaScript. And remember again that you can pull down your box so that you can see your code. Okay, so remember that you can pull down your box, have a look and see all your code. All right. One thing that I didn't do just now is share the sound, because of course we would love you to actually hear the sound on this as well. So let me just stop share and then tick the sound box so that I can share the sound with you. And I'll go back to the Runlinc page, sorry, which is this one. Okay, because text to voice has a sound. So if we now run the code, we have the voice buttons now with the function. So if we press the intruder, I should also turn on my sound. Okay, don't forget to turn on the sound on your computer. Okay, let me try that again. I don't think I pressed the stop code and the run code then again either. Let me check. Do remember to press stop code and run code, otherwise it will not include the JavaScript. Okay, this is good because if it happens to you, you'll know what to do.
I'm facing the same thing, Myro.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe let me just check if it would be my speakers. Okay. Don't see anything wrong at the moment. Okay, I think we did have the voice working last week.
Instruct. Or do we have to say something?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me just check a couple of things here while we're doing that. But of course, one of the things is that we can be creative with this because, of course, we can change the text to other things as well. And also what the buttons are for. We've been working on the server again, so I hope it's not another server error. Of course, trying to improve the new Runlinc that we're working on.
Intruder Alert.
Myro.
Yes.
I just try to use only one function only. I try with one function only. It is a alert voice, and the sounds also okay. It gives us a sound like this.
Intruder Alert.
Intruder alert. It can be
I
function.
see.
Yes. I try one by one. I'm not sure when we combine it into three. What's the problem? I'm not sure.
Maybe there's a function error. That's
Yes.
actually a good idea. Let me try that again as well. So I'll run my code. Okay, correct. It does work for me as well.
Mm.
So did you try the second one as well?
Yes. Wait. Okay. Yes, it cannot function. Yes. When I copy paste for the second stem cell systems, it cannot function. It doesn't have any sound, any voice.
Okay. What about the third one?
Yes.
The third one's not working either?
One and two.
Okay, then.
No.
What I will do then is I suggest we do this. So I'll just share the screen and sharing the sound. Okay, so I have the one that works, the intruder alert. So if we press the run code,
Yeah.
and press the intruder.
Intruder alert.
Can you hear that on your side too?
Yes. Intruder alert.
Okay, that's good. So what we can do then is we can copy the function. Let's copy the function and see if that works, the working function. Okay, and see if we can change it then to the sisters. Make sure it's the same. Over here. Then let's just see if that still works.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
Okay, the other button works.
Okay.
So let's now see if we can change the text. So we're changing a problem into an opportunity. There's an opportunity for you to understand a bit more how to change the text. So we will change it to Stemsel sisters will, can't remember the sentence, use
Stemsel
Runlinc,
sisters will use Runlinc to create gender equality.
create gender equality. Let's do that. Okay, so I've just changed the text, press run code.
Stemsel sisters will use Runlinc to create gender equality.
Okay.
Okay.
One thing that you might notice when I press that again,
Stemsel sisters will use Runlinc to create gender equality.
it doesn't pronounce the Runlinc correctly. So we often find that we need to actually change sometimes the words the way it sounds. So I'll put a K instead of a C on the Runlinc.
Stemsel sisters will use Runlinc to create gender equality.
Okay, so it's better. So you need to sometimes change it. Obviously, if we put DR, then it won't say doctor unless you actually spell it out. Those sort of things as well. All right, so let's do the happy one as well. So if we have a working function, we can copy that.
Myro, I double confirm with the text from the previous one, right? Before we change that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the same sentence, but previously we cannot run that.
Okay, we'll have a look at the document because there may actually be character problems in the document. So we'll have a look at that more closely. But in the meantime, we can do this. And of course, then if you can copy the function, you can create your own buttons. So you can add some buttons, you can add your own buttons as well. This one here, we just wanted it to be happy. So we just put in a few ha-ha-has. And see if we can run that.
Ha 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 ho ho ho.
Okay. Yeah, AI voice doesn't laugh very well anyway. Makes us smile. Still a happy button. Okay, very good. So we'll take a look at that document and see what's actually happened to those other functions. But let's continue because we do have some more to do here. So let's share the document again. Okay, so we have the full code. What we're going to do now is we're going to make some changes to the code. Basically by creating a fourth button. And we're going to create a code which says help. Okay, and it says there, for more information, please visit our website. Thank you. So that's the challenge. And of course, the other challenge would be that maybe we can create our own button that can actually do our own thing instead of the help. But we can create a help button. So let's do that help button. Obviously, we want the spaces between as well. So we can create another button. And we're seeing what sort of buttons then might be useful, obviously, to create on our website. So we're now creating a fourth button, which is the help button. Then again, we can copy function. You can see why students would be actually quite happy to play with this for a few minutes, to put in their own buttons and their own words and things at the top as well. Okay, so instead of happy, we need it to be help. And then we can change and put in there our own sentence. We've suggested for more information. Visit our website. So when we run that one, we have a help button.
For more information, visit our website.
Okay. So we can add our own buttons. We can obviously add our own titles on there as well at the top. So let's go to the next challenge. Often it's good to do these in sections, okay, because then we can sort of see our progress. Next one will be interesting too. What we're going to do is we're going to add some images, add some pictures. If you remember, we did actually have an image on the second one. Our project A2 was changing a picture. Now we're going to see if we can just add an image, for example. So here's an image. So the image actually comes from Google. So this one might be attached to the Intruder Alert. So the Intruder Alert, what we do is we find an image we want, such as this one, and then we'll go down. You can see on the example it says copy image address, and the copy image address will look like something like this address here, so that we can actually use it to insert an image. Okay. So where would we put that? We can actually put it just before the button, so that it will be above the button. Okay, so we have this image here. We can copy that and put it in so you can see how to insert the image. Am I actually sharing at the moment?
No.
I'm not. Okay. Sorry, I thought I was sharing just then. So let me just share that, what I just did. All right, so this part here is part 2, and I am sharing now. Good. So if we go to Google, we want to, for example, take this image, we can go down to copy image address, and then we can use that copy image address inside our code like this. So this part here would go above the Intruder Alert button as an example. Okay, so we can copy that, go to the Runlinc, and our Intruder Alert voice is up here, so we need to insert it carefully before the Intruder Alert voice. So we now have the image over here. I just inserted this image here, just before the button, so that when we press the run code, then we can have that image over here, nice big image. When we press Intruder
Alert,
we have the Intruder Alert. Okay. Makes obviously your web page much more interesting. And of course, we can then you can create a website which has images, and then the students can actually create some information
Intruder
about
Alert.
that image as well. So they can create an information website. Okay. So you can see we're slowly building some content easily for our website. We're doing it step by step so that we can understand it as well. Of course, the other way to do it is to upload the image. So if you wanted to have an image of your own, then we could also upload that image to ImageBB, IMGBB. And then we could use that image inside your website, which is at this address. So then you can add the image, and that will create then a link. And then you can use that code for the link. Okay, if you want to add your own image, you can put your own picture in there and then create a voice and describe yourself, what you're actually doing as well. Okay. All right, very good. So you can try that using the ImageBB. All right, the other section that it has in here is to make the images smaller, maybe to be more consistent, because some images might be large and some images might be small. So we can use a little bit of CSS. CSS actually then changes the look and the style of the things in the HTML. So the images we add, we want them to be a height of 100, width of 100. So let's see what that does. Go to our page. And if we put that in there, so that the image, for example, then becomes 100 pixels, then instead of being a large image, when we run it, we then have a small image. Again, we can change the size of the image.
Intruder Alert.
Okay, Intruder Alert image. Okay. So if you follow this carefully, you'll be able to create your own website. Go back to the document. Not on the document, hang on.
Prof,
Back to the document, yes.
Prof, let's say we have more than one image in our
Yes.
web page. So the
Yes.
coding we put inside the CSS box, so the image that will be smaller, all the image will be smaller actually.
All the images will be of the same size. So sometimes when you have an image from the internet, some images are bigger than others. So this actually creates a consistent size image. So if we, for example, change this and we want all of the images to be this size, the smaller image, then we can use a smaller image. Or in fact, we can also change that so that it becomes a little bit bigger. It's up to us how big we want the image. So this one here is quite small at the moment. And if I go back to my code and I want it to be, say, double the size, I can make it also 200 by 200 pixels. And then I would stop code and run code and then go back, and you can see the image then is bigger. But it also means that when you use the image over here for the next button and the next button, then they'll be the same size. So we have a consistent sizes for the image.
Oh.
So that's what we can do, instead of some being large and some being small. Okay. So that's a good question.
Thanks, Prof.
Okay. So we might then have a final outcome such as this if we add some more images. Just go back to the document. So you can see that if you find some more images, we can actually have this. So we might have the thief, some hands for stem cell sisters, we have a happy face and help wanted. Okay. So for example, there's another challenge. Pictures of places, animals, pictures from your phone. We can actually upload those into the image BB and then access them from the internet and then add them into the web page. Okay, so what we want is people to become creative. And what I would like to share is also an example page of a creative web page. So let me get that one. There was a student that actually used this technique to create voice buttons for a smart home web page. So let me get that web page example. I'll put that up. Okay, let me share the page. So this is the smart home website. What I'll do is I will share that link also on the Zoom. Okay, let me just share the link on the Zoom now so that it can be shared to everyone. And you can take a look at that link. I'll share the page again. Okay, so I'm going to reload the page.
Please, click on buttons to hear AI voice synthesis.
Again, you notice that there is actually a voice at the beginning on the site as well. So in fact, when we first open the page, we can, if we just want to put it into the JavaScript, then it will say that voice and then it'll continue on and do the page. This is actually a large button. We can change the size of buttons.
Welcome to our smart home implementing UN SDGs. Our smart home uses solar panels to power lights, television, ceiling fan, laptop, security camera, and internet.
Okay, you notice that button also does contain text, so we can also get the function to actually then display some text as an option. This page also creates has an image of the house, the smart home in this case, and it also has some more information buttons as to what the house contains. So, for example, we have this one here.
Primary school students are taught to make Internet of Things STEM artificial intelligence project for smart homes to reduce the use of dirty electricity from coal power stations. For example, turning off the lights when not in use will reduce PM 2.5, particulate matter 2.5 microns, which is 40 times smaller than our hair diameter. Long-term exposure to PM 2.5 causes blindness and lung diseases. In Nepal, villagers cut down trees for heating and cooking. Cutting down trees is like cutting off the lungs of Mother Earth.
Okay, and you then can also listen to the other SDGs there as well on those information buttons. And you'll notice these buttons are actually arranged next to each other. So the buttons are next to each other because they don't have a break. Remember, the BR actually goes down But if we don't have a break, then we can also put them next to each other as well. So this is an example of a page. Okay, so I'm going to stop share at this stage before I go on to the other part, which I was going to share, and just stop for questions. Okay, so you can ask some questions about the actual project and document that we have gone through.
Okay, Prof. I have one question,
Sure.
which is about image BB. Just now you said we can upload our image, our own image, to image BB. So instead of image BB, can we use like Google Drive, something like that?
You could use Google Drive, and then you would put a link to the Google Drive on there. The Google Drive, if you click on the link on Google Drive, it needs to be a link where when you click on the link, then the image would come up straight away. Okay. Sometimes the links that are on Google Drive just do a download. They don't actually have the image come up straight away. So we have to be careful what sort of link it is. It needs to be an actual image link, which will bring it up on the web page.
Okay, I understand. Thanks, Prof.
Okay, any other questions on what we've gone through?
Just still can't understand why when we put the other two command, it still cannot be functional.
I'll take a look at that and
okay,
see. Obviously, we need to then fix our document, because I think there's something wrong with the document. Sometimes the document actually contains some extra characters which then stop the code from running. So we have to see if that's the case there.
Yeah.
So we do have to be careful when we cut and paste, because sometimes when we cut and paste and copy characters, we're copying characters which we cannot see. So this can become a problem. We need to be very careful when we do that. Whereas if we type it in, then we know, of course, what we're typing. But the technique of cutting the code down and checking parts that are working is a good one.
Okay.
So we should do that.
All right.
If we're having some difficulty.
Don't try to copy paste everything. Copy and paste
Maybe,
one by one.
Yes. Today we did it section by section, and of course, if we did everything and then it didn't work, then it'll be much harder to find. What's going on. What's the problem? So when we do a project, it is good to just check each part. In fact, I even suggest that you just check your title, just see if your title works, and even the HTML code, and each button, you can check each button one at a time as well. It's a good idea, because even in the HTML, if we have a problem there, then it can stop the rest of the HTML as well. So just try a little bit at a time. Okay.
Okay, Prof. Like if I finish my work, my button with voice button, and I want to share to my students, so how can I do that? I want to share to my student. Am I need to share the link with all the codes here, and my student can see the code? But I don't want that. I want my student only see the button and can click the button and the voice is pop up, and that's all. How can I do that? Like smart home that you showed to us just now.
You must be reading my mind, because that was a surprise I was going to show you today.
Oh, you? Okay.
Because up till now, each of the Runlinc workshops, we have to actually save the JSON file. Okay, and then when we reopen the Runlinc, then we can load the JSON file back on. But on our next version of Runlinc, then we actually have some other functions and facilities. So I'm going to show you this next version, but also because it is using some of our services, then I'll also tell you about the limitations, but also a surprise, I suppose, for the STEM teachers that are in this group. We're actually going to make it available for them so that they can actually use it for without charge for a period, because we are actually setting this up as a paid service. So I'll show you how it works. And in fact, just recently we've done this. So I'm going to go to the web page. Let me just go. So I'm just opening up runlinc.com, and then I'll share it. So of course anyone can open the runlinc.com. So this is our runlinc.com at the moment. And just recently we added this button here. Okay, so this button did not appear until just maybe about 1 or 2 days ago. Okay, so what this does is it goes into the service section. So when we press users, then we can actually log in to the Runlinc online. So it means that we need to subscribe to this service. Okay, and going to enter my password. So what I'm going to do is actually give out some vouchers on request for this, because when you do register, let me just go to the registration page first, actually. So if I press register, then you when you sign up for this, and you then press sign up, then it will actually show a page, sign up successful, or it might say maybe your password is not long enough, etc. But when it's successful, it will actually show that it says $3 per month. Okay, $3 per month. On the bottom, though, there is a voucher. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the vouchers available to the teachers at the moment. Okay, so let me just go back to that page. I'll log into mine. And the Runlinc looks like this, which is very similar to what we saw before. Okay, so let's say we have a project here. Okay, we have a project here, and we want to do exactly like you said. We want to have the project information buttons, and you want to be able to share it. So I'm going to save this file. This is still on the old Runlinc. So if you have other projects that you've saved, I have asked everybody they should save their projects. So I'm going to save this project. Even though it's not complete, I can still share what I've done there at the moment. So I've saved that project. I think, let me check if it's in downloads, information buttons, yes. Okay. So can you still see my screen, the version 1.2 at the moment? Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to load that. And that, of course, will be in downloads. So it'll be in information buttons. So we have that here, and then we can check that on this version, make sure that it's working.
Intruder Alert.
Okay, and what I'll do, just so that everyone can recognize it, I'm going to call it Miro's example. Okay, because I'm going to share this all to you right now. I'm going to make a share. So Miro's example. So run codes. We have Miro's example at the top. Okay, and this is how easily I can share now. I can simply press the upload button. I can still name it. So let's call it information buttons. And then I have an upload button, an extra button here. By the way, the save button on this version also does an extra thing too. It actually downloads a HTML file as well, which is your website separately. So you can also share that HTML file separately as well. Okay, but I'll show you the upload first. So if I press upload, let me, okay. Okay, for some reason this opened in HTTPS, which it shouldn't. When you just open it, normally it opens in HTTP. Okay. So let me just go into that one. Okay, so information buttons. Miro's example. Always good to check it, so I'll check it again. Make sure it's working for me.
Intruder Alert. Stemsel sisters will use Runlinc to create gender equality. Ha 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 ho ho ho. For more information, visit our website.
Okay, and then I'll press upload. Trouble with the upload today. Okay, I tried it just earlier. Okay. I can see why it opened in HTTPS again. So I'm just having some difficulties with my browser right now. Let's try to open it on a different that. Okay, let me just try a different browser. My browser is just playing up again, so I'm having difficulty actually showing you this right now. So I'm just going to try the Chrome browser. That was my Firefox browser. Okay, I'm going to share again. Sorry about the delay with this one. Okay, here we have the page again. I'll load the page. All right, so information buttons. Normally when you log in, you don't need to change HTTPS to HTTP, but my browser was just seemed to be doing the wrong thing. I'll just press the upload now, and you can see it says Runlinc says data successfully uploaded. Okay, you can see that from there?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so press OK, and then on this version we also have the user on the side here, which is Miro, myself, and also an open files button. So if I press open files, we have the uploaded files that we have here. And the file that I have uploaded is information buttons, this one. I press information buttons and it comes up separately. Okay, and we can press
Intruder Alert. STEMSEL sisters will use Runlinc to create gender equality.
You might notice the voice is different. This is because it's on Chrome. So the Chrome actually has a different voice to my Firefox browser. This is my link though, so I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to share it with everyone. Okay, I'll just go over here, paste the link, and then you can click on the link which I've just created and you can have a look. Okay, can you see the link? Have you tried it?
For more information, visit our website. Ha 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 ho ho ho. Ha 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 ho ho ho. Stemsel sisters will use Runlinc to create gender equality. Intruder alert.
Okay. Yeah, so that's actually obviously very exciting because it means that you can share it with your students, but your students can share it with you, and you can share it, or the students can share it to other students as well. And in fact, I guess that's similar to what we did also with the
Website, I think.
With the project A4. A4, remember, we did a phone storytelling app, which we could share automatically on the form. But this one, we can create anything in there. So it means we can put our own pictures, we can put our own voice, our own buttons, and we can lay it out like we want. Also, it means that with this version, if you go to the project A2 or the project A3, and then you want to upload it and show your students, or you want to change it, then you can do that as well. So you can show the past projects, or you can change those as well. Okay, so the reason there's a charge for this is because, of course, we're using our service to store all your projects, and that's fine, but we'll do it on a voucher at this stage. And the vouchers will have to be one by request at the moment. Okay, one by request. But in the future, what we're doing with this service is we're going to actually have some group vouchers. And then, for example, if we want to have a class, then we can also then just create a voucher for the class. Or in fact, we're also going to have the service so that it can also pay for a class quantity for a period, which will obviously be a discounted rate as well. So this will be our Runlinc online service, and we're going to add obviously more features and options on that as well. Okay, any questions on that one? So you asked the right question about the creating the link. But you can see that this Runlinc Online version 1.2 is very easy, very fast. It's simply just press the upload button, and then you can see your list, and you just share that one to everybody, and that's it. Okay. And
like we did in the public speaking. I mean, storytelling.
Yes, with the storytelling, it was similar because we press a button and then it basically created a link to that button at the end of the form. That's right. But this time it can be anything that's on that page.
Okay.
Also, this might be a surprise, but if we actually in this part of the page, I'll just show that page again. Okay, so I'll just go back. Okay, I'll share this page again. If on this part of the page, we actually want to have buttons where we turn on and off the lights on our kit, or on our controller, our Runlinc controller, then we can also include that as well, because we can use the turn on or off command and then turn on and off, for example, LEDs, or we turn on and off the ports over here. And the Runlinc Online will actually also work. So if we then put in our IP numbers where it's connected, it might be something like 98, if we're using chip 98. Then we can use the Runlinc Online, and when we press the upload, then the link will actually link to your kit. If you have your kit connected and turned on, of course. So the page will still work for your kit. Okay. And we can also put in an address in here, which is also using a service which can make it international as well, because this IP address is local, but we can make that international, which means that you can use it to create pages that are true, real Internet of Things, because your kit can be in your table and your student can open your page somewhere else and it will still link to your kit. Okay. So I know that some of you do have some kits, so I can help you with that as well. And that is actually also very easy. You can create those pages too. Anybody have any questions on those? Sorry, one more feature I wanted to actually share, didn't I? Let me do that. So if I actually use the save function here, information, buttons, I'll just call it saved so that you know it's different, and then I'll press the save function here. So it says that Runlinc wants to download multiple files, so it's not just the JSON file. So I press allow. Okay, then it will actually download more than one file. So we save that, and you see here that we have the information buttons HTML as well as the JSON file. So in that case, if I actually go to my downloads and I just press the information buttons HTML, then it will open the information buttons on my computer. Okay, this is not on, this is local on it's still on the browser, but it's on a local file, and the buttons okay, still loading.
Intruder Alert.
So the buttons still actually
Stemsel sisters will use
work.
Runlinc to create gender equality.
Okay, so it's a saved HTML file. So this is a HTML file which is on my computer. I've downloaded it from my files. Okay. All right, and you could share that HTML as well, and people could open it and try it as well. Okay. All right. Any questions on that?
Yes, Prof. About the voucher code, what do you mean by one-to-one voucher code?
Okay, it means that you would need to go to my WhatsApp, preferably. So I think everybody has a WhatsApp or a Telegram. That doesn't matter, WhatsApp or Telegram. I'm not sure if on Telegram I can actually respond to people individually. Is that possible on Telegram?
Yes, I think.
You can. So if someone makes a request on Telegram and says, I would like a voucher code, then I can respond to them individually for their voucher.
Okay, thank you.
Is that okay? All right, that's what I will do then, either on Telegram or on WhatsApp. If you're here on either of those groups, I will do that. Okay.
We can do by using
all right.
WhatsApp as
Sorry.
well.
So that it's less back and forth. I will need one thing from you though to be able to generate a voucher code, because the voucher code will be locked into your email address. So when you sign up, you will also have an email address, and you needs to match your email address. So when you sign in, you would sign up with your same email address. You can create your own username, and then at the end use my voucher code, and then that will match. And then it will give you your period free, which I'm going to actually give you 2 months actually free. Okay, two months for free. Okay. Any other questions? That was a good one. We need to know how to get the voucher code. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Najib might want the promo code, the code.
Sure.
because I want to try it with my student. I want
Yes,
to
of
enter
course.
the innovation competition and something like that.
Yeah.
So can
Sure.
use Runlinc.
Okay. So at the moment, because we're still adding features and we're still, I guess, building this version online, we're just doing one-to-one voucher codes, which then might be a little bit difficult for your class quantity of students. But at least you will have yours that you can use anyway. Yeah. Okay. So you can create your own online account as well.
Mero, I'm planning to pass all these kids processor to all my teachers, but we don't know how to operate this, how to manage this one.
Okay, so what I will do is I'll send you also some documents on how to do that, and maybe you can try it yourself even before passing it. That would be probably a good idea.
Okay.
Okay, the documents are step by step as well. So I'll show you an example of the documents. So that's actually also a good question. So documents are on our website, for example, and so sorry, let me share. I'm not sharing again.
Because the design is totally different from this one.
Sure. Yes, the Node MCU is actually different, but the actual Runlinc is the same. So you can still use the same Runlinc, and you can use the same codes between them as well. So just go to runlinc.com. And also, if you have pins on that Node MCU, you can actually use the Arduino inputs and outputs, such as Arduino parts with the pins. So you can actually connect those with the pins.
There's a lot of pins here.
Yeah, lots of pins, lots of inputs and outputs as well. So if we go to our webpage and you press Kit, then it actually has Runlinc projects. And then over here, for example, we have beginner projects. And let's say we take a look at the smarts, right? Or let's say the home automation, because we did do buttons today. So take a look at the home automation on the kit. we have a similar document to what we've been used to. If we go down, we can see that we then would set, for example, connect a buzzer to these two, or a yellow LED, and then we can create, and then we would connect them to the kit. And on the Runlinc, we simply need to do this. So we'll create a button and we simply put turn on buzzer and turn off buzzer, or turn on LED, turn off LED. So the code is actually very, very easy. This function here, the turn on, already exists. So you don't need to put that in JavaScript. It will simply need to match the buzzer to what you have connected. So the buzzer here is connected to C4 buzzer, and that will simply turn on and off directly.
Myro, but all this project is using this kit, right?
Yes, but I also have some examples also for the Node MCU. So I'll send you the same document for the Node MCU as well. Okay, all right. And also the Runlinc actually works on both. So if you create a project on one, then you can actually use it on the Node MCU. And you can also do this on the Runlinc. Let me share and show you.
This one is also Wi-Fi, Myro.
Yes. Yeah, also Wi-Fi. Yes. So let me.
Najib, very small, Najib.
Yes.
Yeah, very small.
Okay, we're doing that because it's low cost. Sorry, I'm just having some trouble sharing the screen. I wanted to show you also how you can access.
Because I saw that there are different numbers on top of the MCU.
Yes, the numbers are different because we have different IP address. Okay, here we are. Now I can share. Got stuck with all the pages. Okay, so here we are. So when we actually open the page, we can also do this. See here it says Stemsel. That's the Stemsel kit, the large one. But also we can change this one. And when you open it on the Node MCU, then it will already have Node MCU. So when you click on Node MCU, you see that there are different port numbers. So these port numbers actually match the Node MCU.
Oh, yes.
Yep. But that Node MCU is special because you can buy Node MCUs which are empty, but that one that we have is already been preloaded and tested with Runlinc. So all you have to do is connect in and then type in your numbers up here, and then it will open the page and ready to run on Runlinc straight away.
So we don't need to write on the board IP, Myro, on the board IP.
No, you can simply put it into the top. You connect on the Wi-Fi first, and then you can just connect the IP on the address, and it'll open Runlinc straight away.
How to write the IP? Let's say for this MCU. How to write the IP for this?
So what's the number at the top?
60.
So the 60 is the last number. So your network, Wi-Fi network might be 192.168. Then it might be 1, and then you would put a 60 on the end, like that. And then you would put control.html. And then it will open the Runlinc page from the chip, and you can use that straight away on the local IP.
All right.
Okay, but that's in the document. So
okay.
Those instructions are on the document, and I can show you how to do that. Make sure that you can do it, and then you can share it with the others too.
Yes.
Okay, so lots of things today that we can you can continue with. So over the next week or so, we hope that there'll be some teachers making their own pages that they can share to others, and also back to me, and also onto the group, that we can have a look. and maybe we can take a look at some of those next week as well, because next week I'm going to be doing this at a different time, because I cannot do it at this time because we have a special National Science Week event here in Adelaide.
Okay.
And so it will actually be at 1.5 hours earlier. So instead of 8 o'clock, it'll have to be 6:30 Malaysia time, because we only have a limited amount of time inside our Adelaide University Theatre there. And so that's the latest that we could do that. But what we're going to do is actually from Malaysia, we're going to be controlling the drones. Okay, so that will be part of the demonstration that we're doing also for the National Science Week. And also sharing your links as well. I'm hoping to share some of your links as well on what you've been learning. That will be good at the National Science Week. And then the week after that will be the normal time. And we will be then taking a look and seeing what you also have created as well. And in the meantime, we can sort of get some feedback, and those that are the best ones, we can then share them during that week. There will also be a workshop as well. The last workshop will not be next week, but it will be the week after, and also the sharing will be the week after as well. Okay, if that's not clear, sometimes my English is not very clear, we will put all this information onto the group as well. The group.
We will use a Runlinc translator, Prof.
The translation today I didn't say, but instead of typing in the English, if you actually spell out Malaysian, then you can just try it. Just try it and see if you can try it. Okay. All right. Is there any more questions?
There is a button. This is a power button, right? A power pod.
Yes, there is. Yeah, on the Node MCU, you can just use. That's like the same as an Android cable. You can just power it with an Android cable there as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But this one, we can power it using a battery.
We can power it using the USB or the batteries. Yeah, that's right.
Or USB. There's a printer cable here.
Yes, that can also use the power as well to save your batteries. But either one can also run on batteries if you want to have a portable, because it is on Wi-Fi, remember? So you could do a project which actually creates like a sensor which you can move around the room, and you can create a graph on your web page just by moving it around, for example.
Okay, this one we can use power bank.
Yes, that one's easy with the power bank too. Just plug in the power bank. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Looks like you're longing to use the new toys that you now have in your hand from Australia. Very good. Okay. Yeah. I'll send you some documents so you can quickly try them out.
Okay.
So, Cikgu Suhaili, when you want to shipping the kit to us?
Tonight. No, once I get all the address from the members, okay, for sure I will pass it all to all you.
Thank you.
Okay, very exciting. We're getting lots of things to use and play with. All right. Thank you.
Okay, Cikgu Suhaili just now just put Prof numbers. Can we contact you personally on WhatsApp, maybe?
Yes. You can contact me personally if you want to. Sure, that's fine. Do you want me to share my WhatsApp directly? I mean, my WhatsApp number is on the WhatsApp group, but otherwise, the number is also
our YouTube audience. They want your number, maybe.
Sure. Okay. So that's also your WhatsApp. There you are. Okay.
Najib, I send to you tomorrow. This one.
Thank you. So fast,
Cikgu Rohani.
I can also share those instructions to the group as well about those node MCUs.
Maybe Mr. Miro can I invite them into our group, WhatsApp group? that you created for me.
Yes, yes.
Can we
Well,
invite?
they actually they also have their own group, so it's probably better
Oh, okay.
if we connect you into that
Yeah.
group already, okay, rather than trying to move everyone to your group. Just so we'll do that. We'll just connect you into their group.
Okay, let's see if there is any question.
So far, Myro,
from
how
Zoom.
many MCU they are in Malaysia right now?
You have
besides
you-
from our team.
aside from the ones I sent to you,
Yeah.
we did actually also send some extra stock of Node MCUs up to KL just recently, also at the same time. So I think I'm sorry, I'm trying to work out in my mind because other people have also bought some of those. So I think there might be about 20 still that are not sold at the moment of those.
All right, all right. You will make use of this.
Yeah, we did that specially to keep the cost down, and then you can reuse the Arduino sensors inputs and outputs too.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it for today.
That's it, I think, for today. So thank you again, Prof. Myro, for very amazing presentation. I cannot wait to receive my kit and do something with the kit.
Najib, one more.
I
already received all this wire, but I don't know what kind of sensor is this, because there is no
buzzer.
Okay.
Some I know, but some
the projects that I have shared actually describe all of those as well. So I will send that through.
This one I know, lamp.
Yeah.
This one buzzer, I know.
Yeah, so the kit contains all of those inputs and outputs ready to use on the projects. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I think I have a lot of questions actually, but maybe not for tonight. Maybe when I do the project, I have questions, so I can ask Prof directly on by using the WhatsApp maybe. So
if we also share the questions also in the group, then if other people have the same question, or even before they have the question, they already know the answer, that's even better, because then we can share the answers to everyone too.
Okay, that's correct. Maybe it's easier for you to answer one question at the same time, maybe. Okay, Prof, thank you once again for very amazing presentation and for your precious time spent with us. Okay, it was indeed a pleasure to have you with us today. So for next week, we don't have a class tuition. For your kind information, we have next session on 27 August, if I'm not mistaken. On Friday, 27 August. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. That's the next workshop. But I mean, please, if you can join next week, then we will also have a session which I'll share for the National Science Week, and you can also observe, and we will be recording that session as well with the drone and what is happening there at Adelaide University.
Okay, that's very interesting. So thank you for all the audience for attending. We really hope you have learned and enjoyed this presentation. So thank you once again. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Cikgu Sohaili. Thank you all the audience, and that's all for today. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Myro.
Thank you.
Thanks for the kit.
It's okay. It's good.
Oh, tonight Dr. Peng not joining us.
No, he had another. We've been very busy. Yeah, with lots of things.
Dr.
So
Peng is always busy. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Prof. Okay, Cikgu Zaki.
That's right. Yes, Adelaide University for National Science Week. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm. Yes. Same day or Friday or what? What day?
Still, it is on a Friday. Yes.
Oh, Friday. All right.
Same time. Okay. Thanks, Cik Zaki. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye everyone.
Good night.
Have a nice dream with Runlinc.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay,
everyone. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.